celebrity drama?
Drew Sidora, they're giving the vibes as if she's dating Portia's ex.
Oh my God.
Check. Music, movies, and viral moments.
Gabrielle Union came out and said that she was doing 50-50 with Dwayne Wade. I have that audio just in case you didn't remember, so let's listen to that.
Check. Exclusives. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I got that over here.
Whatever Loren says law, yeah.
The show with all the hot takes, zero filter. Welcome to The Latest with Loren LoRosa. I'm Loren LoRosa, and I'm going to be bringing you guys where pop culture meets personalities. And over here, baby, we are doing all the things. Give me my tens, because we're going to have a good time.
Hey, y'all. What's up? It's Loren LoRosa, and this is The Latest with Loren LoRosa. This is your daily dig on all things pop culture, entertainment news, and all of the conversations that shake the room. Now, today, we are going to get into a conversation that, honestly, it's giving all three. It's entertainment, it's pop culture related, and baby, it is shaking the room. So one of the biggest headlines, unfortunately, to come out of the U.S. Open is a back and forth between Jelena Ostapenko and Taylor, I probably say her last name wrong, and Taylor Townsend. Now, I was at the U.S. Open the day that this happened. I did not see this match. This happened a few hours after I left the U.S. Open, but let me just set the scene for y'all. And we talked about this in the episode prior to this one here on The Latest with Loren LoRosa. So if you want to hear my recap about the day that I spent at the U.S. Open, please go take a listen because it paints a very vivid picture of just how black this particular day at the U.S. Open was. So currently, Jelena is being accused of being racist. And the reason why is because after Jelena and Taylor competed in the match, they were a few matches into the day. Taylor Townsend beat Jelena 7-5, 6-1. Now, we've seen tennis get, very fiery. People, throw rackets and all the things. And it's fine. It's a very competitive sport. All sports are competitive sports, Loren, duh. It's competitive. It's a sport. It happens. Now, here's the thing. The conversation following the match is what, to me, invigorated or, charged up the moment a bit. Let's take a listen, and not to the conversation that happened, because you really can't hear it too much because of the crowd and all the things. And they brought the mics up kind of late on the U.S. Open floor. But let's take a listen to Taylor Townsend right after the match on the court. She's speaking with the reporter, recapping what the conversation was.
Yeah, I mean, it's competition. People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I beat her in Canada outside the U.S. I beat her in New York outside the U.S. So let's see what else she has to say.
They did end up talking to Taylor a bit more after the match, and she knew it was coming. Taylor Townsend, has been doing this for some time. So has her opponent. So when she walked into the press room, she walks in, she's kind of like chuckling a little bit. She's like, oh, these are the type of days y'all live for, talking to the media, because she knew where it was going to go. And when they talked to her about whether she believed that it, the comment had a racist charge to it, or, whether her opponent, she felt like, there was, racial undertones to what she had said to her. What she said was,
a lot of black people hearing no education, no class would be interpreted, and rightfully so, as a dog whistle. Do you believe that had racial undertones? And for black people and black women who will hear about this and may have dealt with certain situations where they've had comments where they've interpreted it as more than just competition, what would you say to them?
So that's a two-part question. First, no, I don't know. I can't speak on what her intentions were. I can only speak on how I handled the situation. And how I handled it is someone who's upset about the outcome that occurred. And the thing that I'm the most proud of is that I let my racket talk. Because ultimately, I'm the one here sitting in front of you guys, moving on to the next round, getting the next check, moving on, being able to still be here and speak to you guys. And that's what's the most important. She's packed up and she's gone.
now here's the thing. Taylor is saying that she took this, that way. But I'm going to tell y'all something right here. I started the beginning of this telling you guys it was HBCU day at the U.S. Open, okay? You got the aunties of all aunties there. They're dripped out in a prairie. For those of you guys who did not attend the HBCU that do not know what the prairie is, right? That means all of the Black fraternities and sororities, all of their merch or their clothing that represents their fraternities and sororities. You got women walking around in their colors. You have, people from professionals to students to, alumni, like older alumni, young alumni from HBCUs in the building. I did not know. Okay. So this particular day was HBCU day, but there's a whole US Open HBCU Black community that I talked about in this last episode that I didn't even know existed. And when I tell y'all, it was giving everything Black, gifted, and God blessed yesterday or this day at the US Open, and this went down. This was the wrong day for you to do anything that slightly even gave you could be discriminating because of anything having to do with a color, especially against a Black woman, right? So, of course, once this happened, because, whether Helena meant this as, racist or whether she's just ignorant to what microaggressions mean, look like, can feel like, and that happens, that's a real thing. Whatever the case may be, it was grabbed, it was taken, headlines went crazy, but people there also felt away. And you saw that because, you have a Black woman who is being called by a woman that is not Black, by a white woman. She's not classy. She's telling Taylor Townsend she is uneducated. She is disrespectful. Of all the things you could say, I mean, you might as well just throw the N-word in there after all that, or after all those three. Because from what it reads and how it feels, it's giving, this is how you look at her because she is a Black woman. Now, granted, again, Taylor says she did not feel that way, but I promise y'all, no one else in them stands took it the way Taylor did. Everybody else was like, wait, what? Do we ride at dawn? Like, what is happening? And you hear this in the crowd. I'm going to play a bit of the crowd for my listeners. You guys won't be able to see it, but please make sure you go and check it out. We'll have it posted to the Brown Girl Grinding Instagram. But in the crowd, if you just look in the crowd when Taylor, after she has this interaction with her opponent, Helena, she goes to the crowd and she's beating on her chest and she's, getting the crowd hype and just enjoying the fact that she just won the match with her supporters and her fans there. And baby, they are up out their seats screaming. You look at the crowd, you see a lot of the aunties I'm telling y'all about. You see them in the AKA colors. You see, the church hats. The Baptist church was in the building. This was the wrong day for Helena to try and figure out anything about some class or some education. Let's take a quick listen to the crowd just so y'all can hear. And this is the crowd responding to Taylor following their back and forth.
Taylor Townsend ain't for backing down.
Not at all. You can see that emotion coming out of Taylor there. The entire court on court 11. Taylor egging it on. You love to see that competitive fight. All she's been through.
Wrong day for all of this. Now, I do want to, get in a statement from Helena because she did take to her Instagram and post a few updates to try and clear up some things. Now, as far as, people calling her racist, because, of course, people found her social media and began to express themselves very detailed in her comments. She said, I was never, and she capitalized never, I was never racist in my life, and I respect all nations of people in the world. For me, it doesn't matter where you come from. There are some rules in tennis, and unfortunately, when the crowd is with you, you can't use it in a disrespectful way to your opponent. Now, what she's referring to, Helena, she, in the conversation, was alleging that Taylor Townsend had violated a rule while on the court. And that was what her issue was. She was saying, you're not, basically telling her you're not educated enough about this game because you're here in the U.S., you think you can do whatever you want to do because you got the people on your side. And Taylor's like, what? No, you just need to learn. She literally tells her, and I'm going to throw a bit of this in here because you can kind of hear it. She tells her, you need to learn how to lose. Let's take a listen. But prior to her addressing, people calling her racist, because initially, depending on, who you with, what timeline you checked into, if you on Black Twitter, initially, this gave that. From RIP, we were having conversations about, okay, here, we still doing this? It's HBCU day. It's Black as hell at the US Open today. And we going to do this today of all days? But it did take some other people to arrive at this conversation. So originally when Helena had posted, she just posted in response to what the back and forth was altogether. So she said, just a small update about the match. Today after the match, I told my opponent that she was very disrespectful as she had a netball in a very deciding moment and didn't say sorry. But her answer was that she doesn't have to say sorry at all. There are some rules in tennis which most of the players follow, and it was the first time ever that this happened to me on tour. If she plays in her homeland, it doesn't mean she can behave and do whatever she wants. And then she said, in the beginning of the match, all players are supposed to start warm-ups on the baseline. The opponent came out and straight away started to warm up, which is very disrespectful and against the rules of the tennis match. She concluded with, thanks to all my fans for your support. I will come back stronger. Situations like this motivate me to work even harder. Baby, they've been eating her up. Oh, poor Helena. They've been eating her up in her comments ever since. And again, I'm just going to say it one more time just to say it. Taylor Townsend herself said, I didn't feel, it didn't feel racial, right? But Taylor Townsend went to Instagram and posted a caption, and her tennis outfit was so cute. That was one of the first things I noticed when I saw their back and forth. I know we got to be paying attention to other things right now. It's a lot more to worry about, Loren, than the outfit. But y'all know me. I thought her tennis outfit was so cute with the fire at the bottom. And especially because after the back and forth, she bringing the energy. She like, yeah, what's up? No, I'm not apologizing. Like, she's with all of the BS. Taylor Townsend was with it. But she posted some photos of her on the court during the match, after the match. And she said, but the fire, some people can't take the heat. Y'all see what I'm saying about the outfit? Brought the fire. Some people can't take the heat. Baby girl knew what she was doing. She also captioned it in the beginning of the caption, BTA, belt to ass, because she did do that. She spanked old girl. And then she said, on to the next, love y'all. Now, I have reached out to the U.S. Open to see if they'll be commenting on this at all. It seems like both girls were able to get their side out. But if there's anything additional, if anything comes up, y'all know who gonna let y'all know. Because I'm going to be all in that business. Because now I'm a part of the HBCU U.S. Open community, okay? And I'm not leaving. Not leaving at all. Love it over there. I had a great time. I am low-key mad that I missed this match. But I did. I told y'all yesterday. I did get to see Coco Gauff. Made my whole day. If even for like 10 minutes, made my whole day. So shout out to all the black girls in tennis doing the thing, putting the belt to ass, continue doing what y'all doing. We'll see what happens here. Do y'all think the U.S. Open should impose, any sanctions, any consequences of any sort for the conversation that these ladies had? Let me know what y'all think. It's sports, it's competition. I'm interested in hearing. Take it to the streets, to the tweets. Y'all know I'll be right in those comments and the tweets with y'all, talking back. I'm Loren LoRosa. This is the latest with Loren LoRosa. And at the end of the day, there is always a lot to talk about every single day. But y'all choose to be right here with me, and I appreciate y'all for that. I'll see you guys in my next episode.